Welcome back to the Talking Sports Podcast, hosted by Peter DiBiasi and John Rocco Trumpbour, right here on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Guys, I appreciate everyone that is clicking on this episode, everyone that is listening to us on the podcast platforms or watching us on YouTube. We appreciate everybody. And once again, it's another edition of TSP. We're going to be breaking down the NBA preview. When you guys are seeing this, the NBA will be starting in 3 to 4 days after that. So we're going to give you our playoff predictions and then who do we think are in the finals. But before we do that, JR, where can everyone find us on social media?
Hey guys, so we are on Instagram and Twitter at Talking Sports PD, and we're also on TikTok at Talking Sports PD. So yeah, we're starting the TikTok slowly but surely. It's growing. But yeah, guys, we've been posting baseball content with the playoffs coming up. Posting our picks for every NFL week. So stay tuned with us. Keep following us on Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm happy for this NBA season to kick off.
Yeah, NFL's in full gear. College football, we do, like Jared said, we do our picks, college football picks on Fridays and Saturdays as well. And we'll be playoffs. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the sports because they're coming at you fast. And appreciate the support on the last video. I think as we're recording this, it could go up 6.8 thousand views. That is our most on any platform since we're over 2K on YouTube. We're over 120,000 views on YouTube. Guys, keep killing it, guys. We appreciate it. It means a lot to us that 6.8 thousand people listen to us and watch us. So keep it up. As always, drop a like, drop a comment, and follow us on social media. Like Jared said, all of those links will be down in the description. But we got to get this episode started. NBA season preview. So we're going to give you guys our 10 teams from the Eastern Conference, 10 teams from the Western Conference. So obviously the play in 7, 8, 9. 10 is the plan for both sides. And then the top 6 on each side that are non-playing games. And then we're not going to give you our finals pick because we always do a finals preview when the spring comes around and it's the finals. But we'll give you our finals matchup and then we'll get out of here. So guys, let's get started. JR, who do you have as the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference? And like I said, 10, 9, 8, and 7 are their playing games.
So I got the Toronto Raptors at number 10. Okay. I do see a lot of people having them higher as I've been looking at people, making picks. But I think this is still a fairly young team. Highly dependent. Their season is going to highly depend on Scotty Barnes, see how much of a jump he makes from his rookie year. But they added Otto Porter, which I like. He's not all-star. He's not like a flashy ad, but he's a good pickup for a team that I think's got a lot of good role players on it. I think they could gel together really, really well. They're a definition of like a team basketball. So I think the Raptors, they could will go way up way higher, but as of now I got them at number 10.
I like it. I have them a couple spots higher, but they got potential. They're a young team and they got some good pieces, good head coach. 10 for me, I got a team that missed the playoffs last year, missed a play-in at all, and should have been the New York Knicks as the 10 seed. They have obviously RJ Barrett. He's a rising, I wouldn't say superstar, but a rising all-star, I would say, in the NBA. They need a bounce back year from Julius Randle. I think he's vital to the team. They do bring in Jalen Brunson. They didn't add anything in the draft. I know if you guys watched our NBA draft video, we thought we had it, and then we were still confused of what the Knicks did when we were recording it even a day later. And I think we're all still confused exactly what happened that night in the draft because it was madness. And thank you, ESPN, for being annoying. But I got the Knicks as a 10 seed. I think because of the play-in, like this gives obviously a little more competition. It gives some teams another chance to get into the 7-8 seed, which is exactly what the play-in is. I think the Knicks with Jalen Brunson gives them another guard that they haven't really had in a long time. I'm not saying he's an all-star. I don't think he's a legit top-tier point guard, but they needed an added guard. This team should be a 10 seed. This team was a 4 or 5 seed when they were 2 years ago during the COVID year without Jalen Brunson. This team needs to be in the playoffs. And if they're not anywhere near sniffing it, then Tom Thibodeau's going to be fired really fast. So I think I got the Knicks as a 10 seed sneaking in. I don't think Knicks fans will be too happy because we know they have their expectations, but I think the Jalen Brunson ad gets them as a 10 seed.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I have the Knicks at number 9. I mean, like this team, like you said, it's got to be better. Jalen Brunson, I agree. I think he was overpaid. I think that was
Yes.
Trying to put a Band-Aid over something. Oh, we can't get a huge superstar. Let's fill it with Jalen Brunson, and maybe we could make a run. But I mean, I think he's a good player. He's a good addition to the team. Maybe not for that price, but I like RJ Barrett a lot. Like you said, I think he's got all-star potential possibly this year. And then Julius Randle, he's just got to become more of a team player, because I think that's what it's going to come down to. He can't just, take the ball and, try to be that scoring for the Knicks. They got to play team basketball similar. They got to play kind of like the Raptors play. But yeah, if they don't make the play in, their stuff's gonna move around in New York. And I don't like what they did in the offseason with not taking picks. They traded everything, but
You go get Jalen Brunson.
yeah, but yeah. So I got the Knicks at 9. Yeah.
At 9 for me, I got who you have at 10. I got the Toronto Raptors. Look, they were a NBA playoff team last year, I believe. Where did they finish? They had them. I have them. They finished as a 5 seed. That might have been a little too premature of where they are, but Scotty Barnes looks like an all-star already. Pascal Siakam, I think we need more from Pascal Siakam. I think I thought we had more, and then we didn't, and then it looks like he hit his peak. So there's another year in Pascal Siakam that could take the Raptors out of the play and into a legit playoff team. But the East is crowded. The East, this isn't the 5 years ago East or 7 years ago. The East is good. The East is
might be better than the West this year.
Yeah, they were really good last year. But I got not the Hawks. I got the Raptors at 9. I think Fred VanVleet's still there. Scotty Barnes is solid. You got Pascal Siakam. Like, this team's good.
They're a good core going there, and they're well coached. They're
well coached. They do their thing. Are they gonna be a playoff? I got a legit contender. No, but they can get a 9 seed. So I got the Raptors at 9. They're nothing special. They'll be competitive every night, and that's what a play-in team usually is. Competitive every night will give you a tough game, and I think that's what the Raptors are this year at number 9.
No, I definitely agree there. And then for me at number 8, I don't know, I got your Chicago Bulls. I think the Bulls, very talented team. My thing with them is, can they stay healthy? Lonzo Ball, and
they don't like to stay healthy.
Playing the first month or
2 months. He got surgery again 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we got a problem there.
Crucial, especially
the Bulls were a 1 seed when Lonzo Ball was there, and then they dropped all the way to the 6 seed.
Which I think that might have not been.
Yes, but they were better with Lonzo Ball than they were without. So you can make that argument.
So I mean, I think you guys got a lot of talent. You guys definitely have a shot at making a run in the playoffs, I believe. But it's just regular season. I don't know if you could stay healthy. But I do like the Andre Drummond ad, and I like I was not high on Dalen Terry, before the draft, and then I started saw you guys picked him. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize he was that tall. I guess seeing him
he's a good defender, good wing defender,
good defender. Maybe he could take that kind of Lonzo Ball role a little bit while he's gone, and kind of help you guys with that. But I mean, I like your team. I just can't see him surpassing. Like you said, the East is better this year.
Yeah,
last year too. But I have you guys at 8.
I think that's totally fair. At number 8 for me. And if I was going to go back and look at a pick where I think I could be the most wrong on, would be this pick. I don't. It's just a team so crowded. Maybe my bias comes in where I have my team a little higher. I have the Atlanta Hawks as an 8 seed.
I thought you were going to go Nets there. I was going.
Oh no, I got the Nets higher. I have the Atlanta Hawks as an 8 seed. I like the Hawks. I think they're good. They added DeJounte Murray, and I kind of forgot about that for a little bit. But then I reevaluated, and I still had him at 8. Trae Young, Clint Capella, DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray should help with the defensive side of the ball because Trae Young is like you and me out there playing defense. If he was playing against NBA players, it's not existent. He doesn't play defense, and I think we've come to that. But he's a very good scorer, and so was DeJounte Murray. Clint Capella down low. John Collins is still on the Hawks. I like the Hawks. I think the East is so crowded. But I look back and if I'm gonna mess something up really bad, where they're a 3 seed, it's gonna be the Hawks. I think the Hawks have a lot of potential. I think they could be very good, but I think the crowdedness of the East gets them to an 8 seed, and I think Hawks fans are going to come for my neck if there's Hawks fans watching our podcast. If there are, then they're coming for my. but
Well,
I got the Hawks at 8.
Hawks are one of those teams where it has such a.
I think like 95% of the freaking East is like that. You're like, oh, they could be a 2 seed,
I feel like a lot of the NBA is like that.
or they could be a 7 seed. And you're just like, what? And like a lot of the times, the NBA, like the regular season means less.
I was gonna say
That's the one sport where it does, minus baseball, but baseball's harder to get into the playoffs than the NBA is. But like some teams are like a 4 or 5 seed, and like, because we don't really care half the time. Not like that's not what they do, but you know what I mean. The NBA regular season is different than the postseason. So I mean, the home field court advantage is not as important to some teams as it is. We saw it with LeBron and the Cavs. They were like a 2 or 3 seed, and they were better than, and even the Heat, they were better than the 1 and 2 seed. So I got the Hawks at 8. So yep, that's what I got, and I don't love it, but I think the Hawks at 8.
Okay. At number 7 for me, I got the Miami Heat.
Holy cow! Actually, that's not crazy for where I have them, but like they were 1 seed last year.
I know. I'm okay. I don't think
I'm not faulty. I'm just saying.
I'm not high on Bam Adebayo anymore.
Okay.
I'm not Tyler Hero as much anymore, and I think Victor Oladipo's regressed. I think Jimmy Butler's gonna have to take like he's been doing a huge role. Don't know if he could do that for a whole regular season. I mean, I'm just not buying like the Heat hype. I mean, they were 1 seed. I agree. I mean, not I agree. They were. But, I think they're going to take a step back. It's going to be kind of like that. I know the Hawks weren't as high when they made that run in the playoffs, but, they were really good. And then I don't even know, did they make the playoffs next year? But, or maybe they made the plan.
They were in the plan.
They lost PJ Tucker, which, he's a role player, but I think he's a good player to have in the locker room and a good player just to have on a team. He's, gritty, but yeah, I got the Heat at 7. I see them slumping a little bit in the regular season this year. And I got to see a little more out of Oladipo, a little more out of Hero, and a little more out of Bam. Because those are names, but I'm just not seeing like the names match up with their performances.
No, that makes sense. At 7 for me, and this is you did 7 for 8. So that was Jared's play-in. This is my final play-in for the Eastern Conference. At 7, I got the Chicago Bulls. They were 6 seed last year, and I think if they made a play-in for me, I would be a little disappointed. You don't want to be in the play-in. Look, it still can get you into a first-round playoff series,
but it could get you out too.
Get you out really fast. Obviously, if you're a 7 or 8 seed, you have a little more of an advantage than you do have a 9-10 seed, but you're still playing one game. Like it's just how it happens. But I got the Bulls at a 7 seed. I think the Lonzo Ball injury, if he doesn't come back, and I don't know if he's coming back, like he didn't play second half of the year, thinking he should be back for training camp, not back for training camp, thinking he should be back for the regular season and won't be back for about a month or 2. That's what the timetable is currently. There's no indication saying that he's coming back. There's no indication. So that concerns me. Ayo Dosunmu today was announced. We're recording on Wednesday. So Wednesday, October 12th, he was announced that he is the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls. So he beat out Goran Dragic, which makes sense at this point of Goran Dragic's career, and he beat out Kobe White. So Ayo Dosunmu, I'm assuming the lineup's going to be Dosunmu, LaVine.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, Dosunmu, LaVine, DeRozan, Pat Will, and then you got Mr. Nikola Vucevic. I do like the Drummond ad. I think I still wanted a wing. I was preaching for a freaking wing. They never got me a wing, like a veteran wing. They never got that for me. They got me Dalen Terry, which I was fine with. But I think we needed another wing off the bench. Bulls have the chance to be a 4 or 5 seed. I really think they can be if Lonzo Ball comes back. They have the regular season scoring. That's what, I feel like the Bulls or regular season could be a 3 or 4 seed in the regular season and then lose in the first round.
Yeah.
Or lose in the second round, whatever, right?
I can see that, yeah.
They're one of those teams that they're not a championship team, but I think they can give teams a lot of fit. I think they could be a 4 or 5 seed team, and I would be satisfied with that. They were 6 seed last year because you can score with DeRozan, you can score with LaVine and Vucevic, they can score with anybody in the NBA. Like they have the offense to score with anybody. But Vucevic playing and being healthy is important because the Bulls love to run pick and rolls with LaVine, DeRozan. When you have Drummond there, there's less of an offensive threat than when you have Vucevic. But I think there's too much uncertainties with Lonzo Ball and at the point guard position. So I got the Bulls as a 7 seed and being the final play-in team. So that is our plan. Jer, what do we got? Top 6 seed. What do we got? Number 6.
So at number 6, I got the Atlanta Hawks. Like you said,
okay.
I think there's a wide variety of where this team can go, how well this team could play. I've been seeing some videos of DeJounte, Trey, and John Collins playing. They look amazing. They look like they already kind of have chemistry.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, they got AJ Griffin as well. And I they did lose some. They lost a good amount of players like Gallinari, lost Kevin Hoyter, and also others in the trade with for Dejounte. But I think if Dejounte and Trey Young can kind of play off each other, which I think
they should be able to.
you should be able. It reminds me of like kind of like a John Wall and Bradley Beal. Like one's like a good shooter, one's a good playmaker. And I think they should be able to. I think they could create for each other. And I think this team's going to kind of rely on how well John Collins fits into that system and, takes steps this year. And the kind of like, because he's going to be like that kind of wild card for that. Not wild card, he's a good player, but you know what I mean? He's going to be kind of like the fuel for that team. If he's out, if he's on one night, I think like there's hardly any teams that could stop them because Trey Young and DeJounte there. But I like this. I like this new team chemistry. I don't think they're gonna blow up and
Yeah,
go 1 through 3, but I got them at 6.
nice. At 6, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think this is when the East gets really tricky, and you're just like looking at you like,
I mean,
oh,
it's not like
this could happen, this could happen, this cannot happen. Obviously, they have Darius Garland and they have Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley, who's could be a stud and might be a stud. And they added Donovan Mitchell. I think this Cavs team is very good. And I don't want to put a knock on them saying they're a 6 seed. I'm not trying to like disrespect them. I'm really high on the Cavs, but it's a huge jump for the Cavs. It's a good amount. They were the 9 seed last year. They finished 44-38. So they're jumping to a 6 seed. I think the duo of Garland and Mitchell is going to be interesting. Like watching Young and Murray could be interesting, but Mitchell and Garland are very interesting to watch. I think because they're both kind of undersized guards at that position. Because Mitchell is an undersized guard. Mitchell, he's very good, but he's an undersized guard. I think the Cavs are a 6 seed. I think they're talented. I think they're really good. But I feel like a lot of the teams that have in front of them have proven or have a ton of superstar veteran talent. I don't think the Cavs have that outside of Mitchell. I think it's Garland and Mobley. I think you're a lot of young guys, which makes sense. And I think they could be very good and very fun to watch. Like this team's gonna be really fun to watch. 6 seed is kind of where they're peaking. I think they can get to, but it could be a 3 or 4 seed. I don't want to say like 6 seed. I feel like I'm saying they're bad. I'm not. Like, I think the 5 teams that have in front of them have proven to win championships, be in finals, or have proven superstars. Like Donovan Mitchell's not a superstar. He's a star. He's not a superstar. So I think the Cavs will be very good. I'm interested to see how they gel, but I do like the Cavs a lot. So I got them as a 6 seed.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. At number 5 for me, I got the Brooklyn Nets. And I know you might say there should be higher.
Yeah.
My big thing with the Brooklyn, you probably might have them a couple of spots higher. But the Nets, to me, the KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons, their main weakness is the media. And I think the media gets in their head so much, especially playing in New York. They could be so good. They could win the finals easily. But Ben Simmons gets hated on the media, and he like it gets to him. Same with Kevin Durant and Kyrie. You've seen them all lash out on the media, and I think that's their biggest weakness this year. Not that they can't play basketball, but off the court, can they, stay sane and mental during the games and during the season? I also don't think this is a regular season team. We've seen it.
No, they're not at all.
So I mean, having them at a 5, they could just. I don't care where they end up, as long as they make the playoffs, they have a chance to win it. So this is not a regular season team. KD barely plays the whole season. Kyrie, he doesn't play the whole season, and Ben Simmons, we haven't seen him in 2 years. But I like Ben Simmons.
Last time we saw him now is missing the whole backboard and rim at whatever the park they were at.
Yeah. Well, that's just the media. It gets like that.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny. It fits the narrative.
Yeah, no, it does. But I'm high. I'm not high on Ben. I am high on Ben Simmons. I will say I've been trying to back him up like his whole career, but he just doesn't. He's not playing.
Doesn't like you, Joe.
I actually had a selfie with him at one of the Barkley games.
Oh, I remember that.
But no, I like Ben Simmons. I really hope he has a good year. I think he brings so much value to the team. Defense,
Yeah.
to me, might be the best defensive player in the league. I mean, we haven't seen him in a while, so it's a bold statement. But I want to see this team do well. I like KD still. I like Ben Simmons, but I mean, I know it's not a regular season team, but hopefully they could, keep it together throughout the year.
No, I agree. I like that. I got the Heat at 5, so that's my 5 seed. The Miami Heat. Last year's 1 seed, Jared had him at a 6 seed. Did you have the Heat, right? No,
Last year,
no. What did you have the Heat?
I had the Heat at 7.
Okay, 7. Too many things going on at once. Hard for me. I don't know why I'm trying to keep track of what you're doing right now. I'm just gonna listen and go. I got the Heat as a 5 seed. You know how much I love Jimmy Butler. He's my guy. He was my guy in Chicago, and I wish he was still in Chicago because I love Jimmy. Jimmy Dreadlocks, that was not a good look, but hey, he got rid of it. He got rid of it.
Can you tell me how no one got a picture of him at all in the offseason until he shows up to?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's how you went under the radar, but
hey, good for Jimmy knowing how to.
Yeah,
do that. But yeah, they're a good team. Spoelstra's one of the best coaches in the NBA. I think they are a regular season team. That's why I think they are. Kyle Lowry, you didn't think they were, but Kyle Lowry's still solid. Vicky O is a huge X factor. What Vicky O are we getting? Healthy Vicky O, not healthy Vicky O, in between?
He's healthy. He's not Vicky O anymore.
But I want to see what Vicky O is.
You just like saying
Bam Adebayo. I like saying Vicky O. Bam Adebayo is really good. I know you're not as high on him, but he's good. They gave Tyler Hero a massive extension for Tyler Hero, so it's a big year for Tyler Hero. This team is really good in the sense of a regular season team, but I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year in the regular season. I don't think they're a 1 seed. I have them as a 5. I like them. I don't love them, but I'm not as down on them as JR is, as JR is a 7 seed. But I think this Heat team is still very good, still some good talent, and I can't downplay Eric Spoelstra still being on that team. So I got the Heat as a 5 seed. They're my 5 seed.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're higher on you like Jimmy Butler more than me.
That's true.
Yeah. At number 4, so now we're top 4. I got, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think this is like a really good regular season team. I wouldn't be surprised if they're top 2, just in the like a Nuggets, like top 2 in the regular season. Not saying they're top 2 team in the East, but I think this is built for the regular season. Still a little too young, where I don't think they make a huge push in the playoffs. I think even though they're not experienced, like they're a better, more experienced version of like the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have those young pieces, a little more experience. Like Garland, I think is 3rd year in the league. And Donovan Mitchell has been to the playoffs. But no, I like this team a lot. They have like star, like Donovan Mitchell, Garland, but they also have like depth on their team. I like Karis LeVert, coming off the bench. I like Ricky Rubio. He was playing well last year before he got season-ending injury. So I think this team's like just got a good group of guys together, a good group of basketball players. Donovan Mitchell, if he could, take that veteran role, even though he's still a little young, but I mean, he's kind of starting to get in his prime. But yeah, if he could, take that leadership role, guide Garland and Mobley, I think this team could be dangerous.
Yeah, number 4, I got to the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
I like the Nets. I've picked them. I feel like the last 2 years, like I'm on the Nets train, and they've just absolutely killed me in my predictions. Like I still think they're a great team. They gotta get their what together.
Yeah.
Like Kyrie in the vaccine situation, Kevin Durant injury, Ben Simmons mental issues. Like I'm trying not to downplay anything. With the mental issues,
get on the court
and I get that you gotta get on the court. You're getting paid this much money. I don't want to sound like an 85-year-old guy. I was like, "Oh, you gotta play because you're gonna look." I don't think they're all gonna play 82 games. Like that's not happening. You gotta play and get some consistency. Like, what are we doing here? Eventually, if I'm the Nets GM, I'm like, I'm done with this stuff. Like they were almost done with the stuff. Like Kyrie opted out, Kyrie opted in.
Yeah, they're almost.
Kevin Durant requested a trade. And Ben Simmons was like a no-show. Like this was almost done. It's not. They're giving another go. Any team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie,
by choice or like something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Any team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have a chance to win a championship.
Mhm.
Kyrie Irving's won a championship. Kevin Durant's won a championship. Kevin Durant's the best scorer in the National Basketball Association. Kyrie Irving, when he's on the court and being himself, is one of the best point guards in the
And
NBA.
one of the best
Ben
scorers.
Simmons is one of the best defenders in the NBA when he's on the court. Get on the freaking court. Like, you got to play. When they play, they're a top 4 team in the East, top 5 team in the East. When they don't play, they're a playing team once again. And we're doing this stupid dance song. Well, if they play together, they can make a run. Like, oh, but they haven't played at all this year. Like, I'm not doing that song and dance again. Like, if they don't play this year and they're a 7 seed, I'm not gonna be like, well, they can now get on the court. Oh, maybe they can make a run. I'm not doing that because you're just gonna get burned. You're gonna get burned when you're picking this Nets. If they play, they're a 4 seed. It could be even a 1 seed if they all played 82 games. They're that good of a team. They're that good of a team when they can play. We haven't seen it. So I'm going to meet in the middle, kind of what Jared did. Jared's in a 5, as in a 4. But yeah, Brooklyn Nets a 4.
Also, with that, you have to play, and you also have to want to play. I feel like sometimes
If they don't want to play, I just I don't know.
But I mean, the scary thing is this could be one of those years where it's like, you know what, we'll come back, we'll win a finals and prove like, yeah.
And then we'll just dip.
But yeah, exactly. But so now that was your 4.
Yeah, we're at 3.
I got the Philadelphia 76ers.
Nice.
I like Harden a lot. I know Pete, you probably know that. A lot of people, one of our friends at least bashes on Harden. I try to back him up. I think this is a huge year for Harden.
It is. He needs to show up like legit.
I think he will show. The dude had like a month, 2 months playing with the 76ers.
I'm not saying he didn't, but like, this is a big year for the Harden and Embiid.
I mean, he took the role as being, okay, I'm not going to score as much. I'm going to be a point guard with the Nets, and just gets traded to the 76ers, and everyone expects him, okay, be Houston Harden again, win the, like, score 30. But he's a good player. I believe he lost some weight. I never even thought he was out of shape. But
no, nobody did. If he's out of shape, then we got problems.
Exactly. He's a stocky dude. But they have Tyrese Maxey, and don't forget they have Joel Embiid, who's still trying to get that MVP. Jokic has been over him past couple of years, but I think Harden might have an MVP year. I think Embiid might have an MVP year. I think the best player on this 76ers team for the regular season is going to be James Harden. Joel Embiid, he sometimes has injury problems. Not saying he's not the best player on the team, but I think Harden is going to be running this team for the regular season, and I think he could, maybe win MVP this year. I'm high on them. They also got PJ Tucker, a good role player, who's, good on not championship teams, but teams that make a run in the playoffs. So I got them at 3.
At 3, I got the team that came out of the East last year, and that is the Boston Celtics. They got a lot of things going around. Their head coach with the scandal. We're not going to dive into the scandal, obviously, but it's bad, but we're not going to dive into it. And obviously he's out for the year. So Joe Mazzulla is going to be the interim head coach for the season. So that's a big loss. I don't want to say it's not a big loss. They went to the finals last year. If you lose a coach that went to the finals last year, that has to mean something. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are still one of the best duos in the NBA. But I do think there's a couple of teams ahead of them, but I think the Celtics are an incredible. There's not a lot to say about the Celtics at this point. Like, they went to the finals last year. They're one of the best teams in the NBA. They proved it last year, but they're missing a head coach. And they were a 2 seed last year. I still think they're top team. Did they add anybody that I can really?
Malcolm Brogdon.
They're once again, their point guard situation might come back and hurt them in the finals. It did. It really did with the Derek White and Marcus Smart, because those guys aren't true point guards. Brogdon could be a step up, but everything I've read, I think he's coming off the bench. Yeah, Blake Griffin doesn't move the needle for me at this point of Blake Griffin's career. Al Horford's still a solid center, but it's Tatum and Brown's team, and they're going to go.
Robert Williams ain't ready.
Yeah, Robert Williams, and I like Grant Williams, but as far as Tatum and Brown go, is as far as this team's going to go. Like, that's the team. So I still think they're a really good team. They're going to compete for a championship, compete to get back to a championship. But as of right now, I got them as 3 seed.
Okay. I got the Boston Celtics at the 2 seed.
Okay.
I agree with everything you said. I do think Malcolm Brogdon is a good pickup. You said he might come off the bench. But I think that he is a good point guard. He's got length with him on the floor.
That's just what the depth chart says on ESPN. They have him off the bench. So I'm going off that.
He's 6'7", pairing him with Tatum and Brown. That's a lengthy group and a good defensive group. At that matter, I think it's Jason Tatum's got to be more efficient offensively. Can't turn the ball over as much, and Jaylen Brown's got to
take better shots
and just be more controlled on.
We saw that in the finals. That's what their turnovers came back to kill them, and it did.
He's a running back in fast breaks, and he turned it over. He tripped up, turned it over, but I still think this is a great team. I know you do too.
Yeah,
but I see them, having a good season after all these coaches problems, and I think they're playing for something in a regular season this year. With all the media around them, but I got them at 2. They finished 2 last year. Yeah.
At 2, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. I agree. I think a bounce back year from James Harden is in store, but the Sixers are always a great regular season team. It's the postseason that has come back to bite them, and obviously we'll break down that when that comes along. Obviously, we don't know that yet. But I got the Sixers as a 2 seed. I think Embiid is one of the best centers in the NBA. This might be his year to win an MVP, or it might not. But he's still a great player. I think Harden's bounce back year is massive. I think this is a big year for Doc Rivers as the coach of the Sixers. This is a big year, about another year for Tyrese Maxey, who's only improving. This is a huge year for the Sixers. It's a prove it year for them. Harden kind of come back took a little step back last year. He's still very good, but back to where we think he can be as an MVP player. Big year for Joel Embiid. We've seen he can be legit. Time to take it to an NBA Finals. It's time to get there. Doc Rivers has to prove it in the postseason. I think the Sixers are going to be an incredible regular season team. I think they're going to roll people in the regular season.
I agree.
They're that good, especially if we get MVP Harden. And this team is, and it doesn't have to be MVP Harden scoring, efficiency with passing and even scoring, where we can get Harden back. I think this team could be so good in the regular season. And I think it's going to be tough for a lot of teams to beat them. I am as a 2 seed. And I think, JR, we're going to agree as the 1 seed.
Yeah, I got the
Milwaukee Bucks.
No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you just say?
Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, maybe. Milwaukee Bucks.
But yeah, so I got the Bucks. I think, basically the same team.
Giannis. It's any team with Giannis has a chance to do anything.
And Bucks have just been proven to be a great regular season team. And yeah, Giannis is going to probably make another MVP run. A lot more since his loss in the playoffs to the Celtics. And they were missing.
Revenge year for them.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. So I don't think there's much to be said there. I don't think got Giannis. They're great team, great regular season team. Gonna be hard to beat.
No, I agree. They have Middleton back, fully healthy. Middleton's huge. Drew Holiday's there. The Bucks are going to be incredible again. I have them as a 1 seed. So that is our Eastern Conference, guys. Comment down below. I know this video is going to be a little long, but we appreciate you guys tuning on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Comment down below what you guys got, and we'll move on to the West. JR, 10 seed West. What do we got?
So this might be a little bold, but I got the Houston Rockets.
That's something.
They're very young. I understand that. They don't got experience.
Very young. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right.
Young teams don't really make a run like that. But I think Jalen Green's going to have a big year, and I think Kevin Porter Jr. is going to have a huge year. A lot of questions defensively with this team. I mean, if you look at their players, they're basically all offensive players who could score the ball.
This could be a fun team to watch if you like offense.
It's going to be like, just
pick up basketball almost.
Pick up basketball, Harlem Globetrotter style. They're flashy. Jabari Smith, big question mark there. Huge, potential there, but
his summer league left a little bit to desire.
Looks like he can't create his own shot. But I like Tari Eason. We were big on him.
Yeah, we were.
I think this. I'm kind of going bold on this. I know that they could end up just being the worst team in the league. But yeah,
at least you saved yourself with that, maybe.
Yeah, I had to slide that in there. But I like Jalen Green a lot. I was big on him when he was getting drafted. I'm hoping for a big year. Defensive wise, this team could get crushed though.
That's the problem. I like that. That's bold. My bold is a team that hasn't been to playoffs in years. Not 5 years.
I know.
Pushing double digits. Sacramento Kings are going to be in the play-in. Sacramento Kings are going to be in the play-in. That'd be wild. That might end up on TikTok. Sacramento Kings are going to be in the play-in. Just run that loop. But yeah. I think the Sacramento Kings will be the 10th seed in the Western Conference and make the play-in for the first time in a ton of years, and I think that is huge for the Kings. I like them. De'Aaron Fox, I know a little left to desire. There's a big year if De'Aaron Fox wants to be an extension. He might have an extension actually, but it's a big year for De'Aaron Fox to show that he's a top tier point guard in the NBA. Domantas Sabonis is a very good center.
Yeah,
a ton of time to gel when he was traded. This is a Kings team that I could sneak into the play-in. Kevin Huerter's not a bad shooting guard. They drafted Keegan Murray, who when we did our NBA videos, we did our mock draft, and then we did our NBA draft recap. We did both. We talked about Keegan Murray being not the superstar potential, but has solid potential to be a very good NBA player. And also last time Jared and I made some predictions about the NBA, we were so freaking wrong on Scotty Barnes and and we saw them live and they stunk live, and now they're legit NBA players. So maybe don't listen to us. But Keegan Murray, we said like solid, doesn't have crazy ceiling, but could be a very solid NBA player. Peaking all-star maybe once or twice in the year. I feel like that's ceiling for Keegan Murray. Davion Mitchell, big year for Davion Mitchell. Malik Monk off the bench can score. Richaun Holmes is not a bad backup center. Harrison Barnes still gives you a little minutes. Maybe I'm talking myself into this freaking team. I probably am. I'm thinking about it. I'm talking myself into it. But Fox and Sabonis, and if they can get Keegan Murray having a good rookie year, this team could sneak into a play-in. I see it.
they could.
Maybe I'm talking myself into it. But I got him as a 10 seed. I'm probably talking myself into it, but it's fun. We're having fun.
Well, so I do not have the Rockets, the 10 seed. I numbered it wrong again this year, but I meant to pit the Portland Trailblazers.
So where do you have the Rockets?
I don't have the Rockets making the playoffs.
I would just stick to your guns.
No, I missed out on a team. I numbered it wrong on my sheet. I got the Portland Trailblazers at 10. I won't explain too much. They got Damian Lillard.
I'm still. So wait, where do you have the Rockets? You don't have the Rockets.
I don't have the Rockets making it.
Okay, we did this.
Myself out of that one, but no, I got Damian Lillard and the Blazers at 10. At number 9, I got we're on 9 now.
Yeah, we're on 9.
I got the New Orleans Pelicans at 9. A lot of teams, a lot of them. Zion's back.
That's massive.
Huge.
You know what? I don't have to talk about this because I got the Pelicans at 9 as well. Save ourselves some trouble. I keep going, but I got the Pelicans at 9, so we don't have to go double.
I think hopefully Zion can stay healthy. He looks great. I think Brandon Ingram this year is going to be crucial. I think
he's really good.
Everyone's
really good,
but everyone's predicting him to have a breakout year. It's got to happen. I know he's a really good scorer, but if he could just be that tag team with Zion, I think that's crucial. And then they got Dyson Daniels, rookie, and they got EJ Liddell, so they got some good rookies this year. I like Dyson a lot. I think he could come off the bench, take some of the playing to himself. But yeah, Zion, huge. He could end up, he probably projected to be an all-star. We haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully he plays well.
Yeah. I got the Pelicans at 9. I agree. Like Zion Williamson's impact could be massive. He looks to be in way better shape than he was a year or two ago. He looks like he's kind of regained where he needs to be NBA. But CJ McCollum is great for the Pelicans. I think you have McCollum, Ingram, and Zion, and Valanciunas. This team probably should be better than a 9 seed, but I don't know if I want to go on the limb and say they're going to be better than a 9 seed. Like I said, the Kings are going to be a 10 seed. Like I went on the limb there. I think Pelicans could totally be a legit playoff team, non-playing. But at this point, with the uncertainty still with Zion, I got him as a 9 seed.
Okay. Yeah. So at number 8, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
A lot of hype around this team in the offseason. Made a huge trade for Rudy Gobert. Personally, I think they overpaid a ton.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
Which is set a bad precedent for the NBA. Like the Kevin Durant value went up.
It bumped the whole trade market up higher than it should have been.
But, I mean, he's still a really good defensive player. I want to see how him and Cat can play on the same.
Yeah, that's a weird formation.
Because, Gobert's not playing anywhere outside the box.
No.
There for defense, but could cram up the paint a little bit for Cat. And Anthony Edwards, huge scoring from him. Yeah, I mean, this is a team where they got to build upon each player individual performances last year and kind of, take it and maybe try to make a playoff push.
At number 8, I got a team where this team needs to be better than they are at number 8.
Okay.
That is the Los Angeles Lakers.
We're on a different page a little bit.
What a massive year this is for LeBron James. Russell, I'm not going to go down the Russell Westbrook thing. I'm not doing it. Massive year for LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. But you know who it is even more of a massive year for?
AD.
Anthony freaking Davis. Because if this guy doesn't stay healthy one more time, I think LeBron might just lose his because like he's the potential to be a top 5 player in the National Basketball Association. I don't even think he's a top 10 player right now because he's
potential. He was a top.
I agree. I don't even have him as a top 10 right now because I don't know if he's going to be healthy. How the hell am I supposed to know he's going to be healthy? You want me to bet on Anthony Davis being healthy? It's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably FanDuel is probably eating that money.
Yes. And another team, just this depth, this team I don't love. Not a big fan of the roster structure as a whole, but anytime you have a chance with Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. They have to be on the court, though. Like, LeBron James has been injured lately. Like, his body's
the only one who wasn't injured.
Yeah. Anthony Davis misses. Like, if Anthony Davis 10 games in is out for a month and a half, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm sure
done with this team.
LeBron and AD played like maybe 16 games.
Yeah. That's why I have him an 18. I don't know what we're supposed to trust. I'm assuming you're going to go and trust it. I'm not trusting because I already know what you're doing. I'm not trusting the Lakers. I got him as an 8. I don't think this roster as a whole. Like,
I agree.
Their bench, their starting shooting guard on ESPN right now is Kendrick Nunn.
He's been balling out.
Yeah, I don't love this team. I'm not looking at this roster. I'm not a fan. Still not. I'm not a fan of this team. But they're going to have a chance to be. They can be a top 5 seed if this team stays healthy.
Oh, yeah.
The big if they want to stay healthy. An aging LeBron and Anthony Davis had
from 1 to like 12 this year.
Oh my God, they're the biggest. Maybe them and the Clippers are the 2 biggest unknowns in the National Basketball Association. I don't know why I keep saying National Basketball Association. I should say NBA. I don't know why I'm trying to get technical here. It's late and we're recording and we're all tired here. But I got the Lakers at 8. Jared, what do you got at 7, dude?
So at 7, you might be like, what? I got the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the?
But this team,
this is going on TikTok.
Yeah, proven to be a huge, great regular season team. However, this offseason, there's been stuff like I feel like they're not excited to play DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton's kind of sad right now.
He just signed a contract with them. He's like depressed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I think this team peaked maybe last year or 2 years ago
when they won when they went to the championship.
Went to the championship, and now I think they're just going down. They're getting Chris Paul's he's not getting younger. Devin Booker. I mean, he's still great, but I think this team was so good. They gelled together, and they just kind of like the Clippers. I mean, they were really good, but like they never did anything, and they just blew it up. But yeah, DeAndre and this team's chemistry and offseason, it's just not looking good. I feel like it's a bad sign for the Suns, and I'm buying out on the Suns. I'm not high on them this year.
I don't agree with you. So we're gonna move on to where I tell them into when I got them. But at 7, I got, and we obviously can agree to disagree. I got this Timberwolves at 7.
All right.
On paper, this team is really good, but then you try to use your brain to think, how did Gobert and Towns? And then you're like doing a math problem we just don't understand because like it's a hard thing. Like I'm assuming they're like, well, I think it's because Towns can spread the floor a little more, can shoot. I still think Towns is a very good back to the basket player.
No, he's not.
You don't think he is?
I think he's trying to be like
well, he's not gonna be now.
Well, yeah, but he's been trying to be like a guard. I feel like his whole career.
No, I said he's a good back to the basket player. Like
yeah,
backing down in the post. I meant post. What am I saying? I meant in the post. I thought Towns is a very good post player.
He is, but I'm saying I meant to say like not that he's not good. I'm saying he's just not doing it.
Well, he's gonna have to be a guard now or a wing because the NBA doesn't have 2 guys down low really. Like that's
I agree. He's gonna.
They're spread him out, and he can shoot the ball from 3. Towns can shoot. This is a team that could be better. I think Jared and I both agree where we have him. We just don't know what the fit's going to be. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what the fit with Gobert and Towns is going to be. If they work it, if it works, this team can be really good because They have Anthony Edwards, who's one of the best scorers in the NBA. Like they have D'Angelo Russell. Like this team is really good roster wise. The fit and the scheme is going to be interesting. Gobert helps it defensively. Gobert is going to help a ton with defensively. So I think that's huge. I want to see 25 games in the year how this fits. If they're really good, then it's going to work. If they're not, you'll know really quickly if this is going to work or not. So we'll find out soon. I think it's going to be in between, and they're once again a playing team.
Yeah, I don't see this fit being something like, wow, taking the NBA by storm.
No, but I feel like if it works. Like,
no, I agree. I just
20 games, they're 15-5 or something like that. I don't know.
Up in the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
that happening. But yeah, who knows?
What do you got at 6? Oh, yeah, you go.
At number 6, I got the LA Lakers. So I was humbling myself a little bit. I don't have them as high as I'd like them to be. I'm not a Laker fan, but I'm a Russ fan. But I know you said you don't like their additions this year. I feel like they got.
I said I don't like their depth, their roster depth.
They got. My thing is their additions were depth a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like their depth.
A ton of role players. They got younger. They got Pat Bev, which is a guy I love. I love Pat Bev like as a team player. If he's on your team, you're gonna love him. If he's not, obviously you're gonna hate him. I like him in this, LeBron James type of team, like a veteran, it's a scrappy guy. I like Dennis Schroeder. I think he's can go out and get a bucket. Kendrick Nunn, he's been playing very well. They got Max Christie. I'm not big on him, but I think he could be a good fit for this Laker team. He's a good shooter. He's raw. He's young. And Lonnie Walker. But no, I like they got a lot younger this offseason. They got a lot of depth. And I think Russ is going to have a really good year. He's been shooting the ball. I've been watching him, watching his highlights. He's been working a shot a lot, but he's still never going to be a shooter. People expecting way too much out of him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't expect him to be Steph Curry this year, but I mean, hopefully he'll knock down open shots.
I like that.
I think the media is just killing him so much.
He is.
They have something.
They are. He is. They are. Sometimes I forget we're on YouTube, and I got to stop laughing at jokes because we're 21. We're still immature kids. Adult, I guess, 21 adults. But yeah. At number 6, I got the Dallas Mavericks. Can we get legit players around Luka Doncic? Like, if you're a Mavericks fan, I would be knocking on the door of the GM, of Mark Cuban, be like, what is this crap? Doncic, according to ESPN, they don't even have Christian Wood starting on ESPN right now.
Oh, I know.
Come off the bench. I was like, okay, do what you want, I guess. Better be playing crunch time, I would assume. Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, and JaVale McGee. I think you have him higher.
That's what they're starting.
That's what ESPN depth chart has him right now. And Dinwiddie off the bench.
What about Porzingis?
They don't have.
He's on the Wizards.
They have Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
And I think you have him higher than I do. So
I have him higher. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you just said the 6 for the Lakers, and I have the Mavericks at 6. Like, I love Doncic, and I think he can win MVP, and I think he is going to eventually get his MVP. Until you get me another player, I don't think this team is a legit NBA contender. Like, I don't. I think Luka Doncic is one of the best players. He's a generational talent in the NBA. Get me another freaking player with him. I get it. The problem is he's so ball dominant. He's so ball dominant. So maybe it's something he needs to work on, being not ball dominant as much. But James Harden's ball dominant. You have Joel Embiid. He had Russell Westbrook. He had Chris Paul. That Chris Paul James Harden team went to the finals without a Chris Paul injury. They're probably in the finals. So ball dominant players work. You tell me Kevin Durant doesn't need the ball. Kevin Durant needs the ball. Steph Curry needs the. I get it.
Kevin Durant, I wouldn't say he's ball dominant.
But you know what I mean. Kevin Durant is best when he has the ball in his hand. Yeah. Most NBA players that are superstars are. Somebody can work with Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous that nobody has. Christian Woods is nice. I like Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench. I still think there's
Bradley Beal right there.
What?
The Bradley Beal.
Oh my God! Give me. I don't care because I'm not a Mavericks fan. Everybody's like, Pete, you a Maverick? No, I'm not. I'm a fan of don't be stupid. It don't affect my team because my team's in the Eastern Conference, right? And the odds are there's a Bulls Mavericks championship this year is really weird, and that won't happen. So if that happens, then damn it, they got another player, and I'll be annoyed. We'll lose. But I think the Mavericks. If you're a Mavericks fan, I would be really pissed So I still have them as a 6 seed. Just don't think they can make that next step.
No, I got him as a 5 seed.
Okay, so we're basically on the same freaking thing here.
I kind of agree on the same standpoint. Did not really know JaVale McGee was their starting center though, but
I guess he is.
Yeah, the Christian Wood thing, like Jason Kidd's tweeting or saying he's not starting, and Christian Wood tweeting back like something against that.
Christian Wood's like, what do you mean?
Just trade for the guy, kind of get on the same page a little bit.
Yeah, maybe before you tweet, you like you figure it out.
Yeah, I know.
Or don't tweet. Like, what is?
But it's today's age.
Oh my god!
I think this is a regular season team. Luka's gonna get himself a 5 seed in the regular season. I don't like with this team right now. They're not gonna make a run in the playoffs.
No,
Luka plays out of his.
It'll be a pain because they have Luka Doncic.
I think Christian Wood's gonna be a good piece.
I do too. I'm not saying he's not gonna be.
The thing is, defensive wise,
they're bad.
Problem. Do they still have the Maxi Kleber guy?
I think so. Yeah,
that's horrible. I hate watching that guy play. It was hard watching him play in the playoffs. He was terrible. You can say that I said that, but
you did say it. So
yeah. So yeah, I got him at 5. Not too much to say on this team. I do think after trading Brunson, I think they're gonna make maybe a move in the regular season. I think that's something they possibly
go make a move. Go give me another player.
I'm not gonna bet on that. I still think I see with this roster.
At 5, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. This was a good team last year, an exciting team, and then obviously they got bounced in the conference semis to the Warriors. Is that what it was?
Yeah, they lost to the Warriors
in the conference semis. Was that the conference finals?
Conference semis.
Okay, so they lost.
Warriors played the Mavs
in the conference finals.
Yeah,
well, the Mavs made the conference finals, and we're just like,
I know Luka played out of.
So we're bashing it. This Memphis Grizzlies team is exciting. I don't think they get to a 2 seed again. Do you think they get to a 2 seed again? Like,
we'll find out.
Oh no. John Morant's one of the most exciting NBA players we have right now. He's a young Russell Westbrook. That's what he is. I love Desmond Bane. I think he's very good. Dylan Brooks is good. The powered forward on ESPN depth charts, don't freaking come at me if I'm wrong, is Santi Aldama. Who is that? I'm not
forward.
Who is that? I'm not making fun of the guy saying like, oh, he's trash. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Brandon Clark's off the bench. Maybe he should start. Steven Adams is very good. Like, this team's really, I like Kenny Chandler. Tyus Jones is a good backup point guard defensively. Zaire Williams had a very solid rookie year. Who's Santi Aldama? You're looking at him up. Who is he?
He's a first round pick, 30th pick of the draft. He was probably a European player.
Oh, he's a Loyola Maryland. No, he's from Loyola Maryland.
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy though. Yeah.
He played in 2020. In 2020, he played this past year.
You got 4 points a game. I think it's going to end up being Brandon Clark, but
Santi, dude, come on the podcast and tell us who you are, because I got no idea who you are.
Well, it's because this team doesn't have Jaren Jackson listed.
Oh, where's Jaren Jackson?
Yeah, I don't know. ESPN does not have Jaren Jackson.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
I don't know.
Okay, Jaren Jackson. Okay, Brandon Clark. Those are two legit. This team is really good. I think this team is very good. I think the West is so good. And I think the resurgence of the Clippers pushes them back a little. I got them as a 5 seed. We're going to make the video way too long if I keep talking about Santi Aldama when ESPN came and gave me Jaren Jackson on their dang roster.
It's because he's missing the first month of the year.
Like, you still put him on the depth chart and say out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And I think Brandon Clark's ahead of him. I don't know where they have that guy.
Okay, whatever. Who do you got it for, Jared?
At 4, I got the Warriors.
Woo! I know you hate the Warriors, but it's okay.
We're not even gonna get into what's going on. That's another problem.
Draymond Green socking Jordan Poole in the face. Yeah, that's something.
I don't think that's as big of a deal. I mean,
the Warriors are a championship. They've won championships. They can figure this out.
Draymond Green has 4 rings. I mean, I'm not saying he should have done it, but Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr and broke his nose. Like,
yeah,
this wasn't not televised, but on video.
No, it's fine.
Broadcasted around the whole world. No one knew about it.
If the Bulls did it, I'd be a little worried. Be like, okay, like we haven't done anything. Let's like not punch each other.
This team wins championships, and Jordan Poole hasn't said anything negative coming out of it. I think the media and people just think like, oh, we should be suspended. We're not getting into that though.
No, don't get it.
Yeah, sorry. But so I got the Warriors. I I don't know. I just don't see them, winning the West. I think
They're also might not be a regular season team this year. They might rest
they are,
Curry.
but they aren't at the same time. Like obviously they're going to be top. I think they're top four automatically. But I have them at 4. I think some teams are going to outperform in the regular season. They might go in a slump, injuries, but it's a whole season. I got the Warriors at 4. They just won not the Super Bowl, the finals. They're fine.
Yeah. At 4, I got the LA Clippers. I've preached the Clippers like I've preached the Nets. So my bad. Kawhi Leonard's back. Kawhi Leonard is back after
Kawhi Leonard.
I love Kawhi Leonard. After missing a whole year after tearing his ACL in the playoffs the year before. Paul George had such an underrated year. I know he missed time with injury, but because the Clippers weren't that good,
he was single-handedly winning.
Wasn't good, but he was really good. I like this team. I think Marcus Morris Sr. is a good power forward. I like Reggie Jackson's point guard. John Wall is the backup point guard. It's wild, I guess. I don't know. Like, I want to see John Wall back in the NBA. Look, I don't think it's John Wall of 5 years ago, but who knows? Maybe he is. I don't know. Terrence Mann is really good. I like Terrence Mann. Lloyd Kennard. I think his depth of his team is really good, but a duo of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard should not be a top 5 seed in the West if they're healthy. And every time we predict these guys, if some guy gets torn ACL, he's out for the year, don't come at us because I don't know if the guy's going to get injured or not. But Paul George and Kawhi Leonard make up a team that should be top 5 in the West. I got him as a 4 seed. I think this team can be a legit title contender.
Yeah, I have them pretty high too, so I definitely agree. At number 3, I got the Memphis Grizzlies and Santi Aldamada.
He's their MVP this year.
But no, I think this team just breeds regular season team. They played well in the playoffs, but I think this team's like kind of like to me, there's gonna be like a Cavs this year or like a Nuggets. Like they're gonna win games in the regular season. John Morant's not gonna take a day off. They're gonna get Jaren Jackson back in a month. And I like what they added. That they got Jake LaRavia. I like him a lot. And they got Roddy, who I'm not huge on, but they also got Kennedy Chandler. And those are like their third backups. I think
you're going deep.
Yeah, this team's really deep. They got Brandon Clark. But you kind of said a lot of it, so I'm not gonna steal your thunder there. But Desmond Bane, great shooter too. I think this team is a really good regular season team. Hopefully, he could do something in the playoffs. But John Morant's not. Yeah, he's not gonna take a day off. He's playing 100% every time.
I like that. At 3, I got the Denver Nuggets, and this is a big asterisk because it's how Michael Porter Jr. comes back from injury and how he stays healthy, and how Jamal Murray comes back from the torn ACL that he suffered. I feel like it feels like 6 years ago we've seen since Jamal Murray's played an NBA game. And then you have Aaron Gordon at the power forward, and obviously you have the reigning 2-time MVP in Nikola Jokic, who's won back-to-back MVPs and has been an unstoppable force. This is a big year for the Denver Nuggets. This is a big year if this core can win a championship or get to a finals or make a legit playoff run. Because if not, you're going to have to start figuring out how do we build around Nikola Jokic? How do we add different pieces? At this point, your starting lineup is Murray, Caldwell Pope with Porter Jr., Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. I think that's a solid team. This screams a really good regular season team. If we can get Murray and Porter Jr. back healthy, because Jared and I talked about it. We talked about like last year, we did some players that we thought were underperforming or like disappointments. We did a podcast last year, over a year ago, or under a year ago, but about a year ago, and we talked about how Michael Porter Jr. was underperforming, and then he got injured.
He got season-ending injury.
So he was irrelevant last year. Big year for Michael Porter Jr., big year for Murray. I think they had bounce back years. I think Murray has a good year, and I think Nikola Jokic makes you a contending team any time of the year. So I get them as a 3 seed.
Okay. I got the LA Clippers as the 2 seed. A lot of what you said, this team with, like you said, Paul George and Kawhi should be a top 3 team lock. I think their bench is probably one of their strongest. I mean, I don't think Kawhi is going to play a ton of games this regular season. I think he's been known to sit out also, and plus his injury. But Paul George played phenomenal last year, and I think I'm not a huge John Wall guy, so I'm not gonna like boast about John Wall. But they got Norman Powell, Luke Kennard, Batum, Covington. They got good bench. The only spot that kind of stands out to me is their big man
Yeah.
Zubac and Morris. But other than that, I mean, they got Moses Brown deep in that bench. So that's gonna be a concern when they're playing a team like, say, in the East, like a Embiid, or they're playing a Jokic.
With the Timberwolves.
Or or the Timberwolves. But no, I think they're gonna be a really good regular season team. I want to see Paul Jordan. Gonna be good to see Kawhi finally back on the court. But yeah, I think this is a talented team. I want to see how John Wall plays too. I was never a huge John Wall guy.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see him back.
I agree.
Even the Rockets literally paid him 40 mil not to play.
Yeah, so good for John Wall getting 40 mil, doing nothing.
Every man's dream.
Yeah, I guess so. At number 2, I got the Phoenix Suns, who Jared, I guess, hates. I think they're still a very good regular season team. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton does seem like he hates being there, I guess. He did get paid a lot of money, and he came back. So obviously they matched his offer, so he had to come back. It's just how that works. I do like the Suns. I still think they're really good. I don't think they want to get to a championship. I don't think they're team. I think they're a peak regular season team. Jared just thinks they're not good anymore. Not good. He doesn't think they're that good anymore, which I can totally could potentially see. I still think they're a 2 seed, a team that is still led by Chris Paul, Devin Booker, who's really good. Monty Williams is one of the best coaches in the NBA. I think that's a huge factor. But if this DeAndre Ayton thing lingers, and whatever this is, this could be nothing. But if it's something, this could be a problem. But I still think the Suns are up there at the top of the West. I still think they're really good. And I got them as a 2 seed.
See, I don't know. Just me, it was just my gut more.
You went with your gut.
Not saying it, but I just went with it. Yeah. At number 1, I got the Denver Nuggets. I think probably the best regular season team in the West for the past 3 years. I think this team lost 2 key role players, Will Barton and Monte Morris, where they got like Bruce Brown, and they're less on depth this year. They got Caldwell Pope, but because there used to be, they had 3-4 guys out of the bench who could easily just rotate in. Someone's hurt. Jamal Murray's back. I'm excited to see him play with Jokic again. Michael Porter, he's got to stay. Hopefully, I mean, I think he's got to play a lot better.
Yes, stay healthy, dude.
Yeah, but I think this Nuggets team, I'm never going to doubt them because they always do really good in the regular season. So this year I'm going full force. I think Nuggets are going to finish number 1. And Jokic, I didn't mention Jokic, but guy's been playing out of his mind the last 2 years. So
yeah, I have them at 3, so I don't fully disagree. Number 1, I got the defending NBA champs, and that is the Golden State Warriors. Well, the Draymond Green thing might not be good for them, but Steph Curry stood there. I think you get a better version of Klay Thompson than we did in the finals. Jordan Poole looks like an emerging all-star potentially. And you got Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. And I think Jonathan Kuminga, when he played, was really good. He just didn't really play. So I think I think we see a bigger role. Oh, yeah, James Wiseman.
I was going to say, did you mention James Wiseman? Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't even think. Oh, my God. This team has a lot of young players.
If he hasn't played in a while, though.
Yeah, he needs to play. But if Kuminga plays legit minutes, I think he's really good. Like, I think Kuminga showed when he played, he was efficient and he was good. He just didn't really play, and then in the finals they went with veterans, which I totally get. Trying to win a championship, go win the freaking championship, and they did. So I think with Curry, with I think better Clay, I think Jordan Poole, Draymond's still good, but I think we can potentially see Draymond kind of.
You hate Draymond.
I hate Draymond. Going to the side a little. If Kuminga and Moses Moody are good, those guys are depth wise. Like that's huge. If the Warriors want to repeat how Moody and Kuminga come off the bench and be efficient, because I don't think this Warriors team is as deep as it used to be. But I still think they're really good. I got them as a 1 seed. JR, because I don't want to fall asleep on the freaking mic right now because I'm tired. And I know you're tired. And we've been talking for a long time. Quickly, what's your finals? Don't give me a prediction. Just give me your 2 teams and we'll get the hell out of here.
I'm going bold. Sticking with my gut. I got Lakers, Bucks.
Okay. You went bold. I got Bucks. I got Bucks Warriors.
It's never bold when LeBron's on the team.
That's true.
Who'd you get?
Bucks Warriors.
Okay, so you're going classic.
I'm going chalk.
Yeah.
I want chalk. Well, you want chalk with the Bucks. and you didn't go chalk with the Lakers. I went
Yeah.
chalk. I went safe. I think we haven't seen that finals. I think a Bucks Lakers or Bucks Warriors would be really cool.
Who would you cheer for?
But what do you mean? Which one?
It was the final. Warriors, Bucks.
Warriors. I don't like the Bucks.
I like the Warriors.
I'm a Bulls fan. I hate the Bucks.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Lakers Bucks.
I go Lakers.
Both lose.
That would be a good final.
I would hate that. I don't hate LeBron. I'm not a LeBron guy.
Yeah, 'cause he's a Michael Jordan fan.
That is true. I would probably go Bucks, I guess, because I don't think it's a huge rivalry. It's not like I'm a Bills Patriots. It's not like the Patriots.
Yeah.
It's not that. So yeah. But Jared has the Lakers and the Bucks in the finals. I got the Bucks and the Warriors. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know because our voices are starting to hurt at this point because we've been talking so long and I've just been talking forever, I feel like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our Eastern Conference and Western Conference previews, our NBA season preview and finals prediction. I hope you guys click on this video, drop a comment, drop a like. Jared, where can everyone find us on social media, my man?
Yeah, like we said in the beginning, at Talking Sports PD, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we also have Spotify and Apple Podcasts and the links below this video. And please subscribe. Hopefully we'll be doing a NBA awards video soon. So
World Cup.
World Cup's coming up.
Maybe.
Yeah. And also the MLB World Series is coming up too. And
Jesus.
Yeah, all right. There's a lot of sports going on.
We got a busy time ahead of us.
So yeah, at Talking Sports PD, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and if you can't watch us, listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, in the links below and in our Instagram bio.
Yes, everything is in our personal social media accounts, Instagram and Twitter, and our actual accounts, either TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. Linktree will have all of the links. It will drop down, and you guys can click on whatever you want. But YouTube is obviously our main platform, so if you guys drop a like, drop a comment there. But if you, like Jared said, if you want to listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, feel free to do. Appreciate that. Appreciate the download. Appreciate a review. All that fun stuff. Until next time, this was the Talking Sports Podcast with Peter DiBiasi and John Rocco Trumpbour. Enjoy the NBA season. Enjoy the MLB playoffs, NFL season, college football, and we'll see you in our next video.